Hey everybody, I am very excited for some PE. I hope you are too, so let's get ready. Okay, so today we are going to start juggling by using two grocery bags. Try and find ones that are different colors so it helps you to follow a pattern. So for today's juggling lesson, we're going to be working with two grocery bags. We're going to be using two hands and using two bags. And then we're going to use one hand and two bags. So remember, two grocery bags, try and find them of two different colors. For this juggling lesson, we are going to be using hand-eye coordination. So you're watching an object and moving your hand in a certain way. We're going to be using both hands, which means we are practicing or working on ambidexterity, using two hands to do stuff at the same time. And we are going to be working on following a pattern or following the same thing over and over again. So cycling through it, following a pattern. I hope you're ready for it. It's going to be a good time. Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the More PE. Remember, things are a little bit different now the way it's scheduled. So you're going to have a live lesson and then you are going to have a recorded lesson. For today, or for the next couple of recorded lessons, we're going to be working on juggling with bags. Now, if we were in my room with me, we'd be using scarves. We're going to be using bags. For this, we are going to need three different colour grocery bags. Could you use the same colour? Yes, but if we have three different ones, it actually makes it easier to follow a pattern. So I have a grey one, a blue one, and a white one. Alright. Today, we're just going to be using two. So I'm going to put my grey one down, and I'm going to use my blue and my white bags. Today, we're going to focus on using two bags, using two hands, and using one hand. Alright. When we are juggling, we are using hand-eye coordination. So we're watching our object and then moving our hands to match. Okay? So if you do not have your equipment ready, which you probably don't, because I just told you what it is, you need to go and find it. So you need a white bag and a blue bag, so pause the video and go and find it now. Great. So you've got your bags, right? Excellent. Two different colours? Good. Remember, if they're the same colour, it's not a problem. It does make it a little bit difficult, more difficult for following a pattern. So if you can get different colour ones, it's great. If you've only got one colour, so be it. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is we need to practice throwing. And you're going to say, hey coach, I'll go remember doing this. Awesome. That means you should find it pretty easy. When we are juggling with bags, we have our hand on top of the bag. Alright, so you would imagine you've got a hand like a claw and it's on top of our bag. And when we throw, we pull it up like a zipper. So we come from low to high to pull it up. Alright? When we throw a bag, we're not throwing it, we are pulling it up. That's the action that we want to do, is pull it up. Alright? So, first thing we're going to do is make sure we throw them correctly and then we start by grabbing. I have a blue bag, I have a white bag, and I'm going to hold them on top like a claw. Alright? I haven't bunched my bag up, it's just hanging down nice and loose and I'm holding it on top. You're going to follow along with me and our pattern is going to be white, blue. White, blue, that's our pattern. When we throw, we're going to go low to high across our body. When it gets up as high as I can get it, I let it go for it to drop down to the ground. And then I go blue, low to high across my body. So let me show you. I go white, low to high across, blue, low to high across. And as they float down, they're going to be on opposite sides of me. That tells me that I've got them in the air correctly. When we juggle, we're going to be crossing over our body, so we've got to make sure we're throwing it correctly. So right now, I have the white bag in this hand and the blue in this hand. Remember, our pattern is white-blue. So I start with this hand. I go low to high across my body, white, low to high, blue. And remember, crossing the body, you see some float in front of you, that's fine, as long as you're trying to keep them on opposite sides. Because when we start grabbing, the floating down part's not going to be an issue. So now we're back to where we started. White bag in this hand, blue bag in this hand. Remember, our pattern is white, blue. So I go white across my body, blue. And when you watch, I'm going low to high, low to high. Got it? Low to high, low to high. So I pick them up again. And then we're going to go white, blue again. Ready, go. White, blue. And then they're going to fall down on opposite sides of my body. You are going to do that for, let's do it for 30 seconds, which means you can have a chance of doing it 3 or 4 times, 5 or 6, alright? So remember, Low to high across your body, low to high across your body, and they should fall down by the side of you. Your practice time starts now. Practice that. We are getting the bags going across our body. Now what we need to do is grab them. Remember at the start we talked about that hand on top, grabbing on top. That's how we're going to grab. When we get our our bags in the air, we're pulling up. So once I've let go, my hand's ready in the air, ready to grab. Remember our pattern is white, blue, white, blue. All right? So just watching. Be ready to move along with me right now. You're just going to watch. So I'm going to go white and then blue, and then I'm going to grab white and then I'm going to grab blue. So they should finish in the opposite hand. This is what it looks like. White, blue, white, blue. So I finish in different hands and I grab it on top. All right. So now we start on this side because I have white. So I'm going to go white, blue, white, blue. All right. One of the really important things is that we throw in the air first. A lot of times when people do it, I see this. You're only using one hand to throw. Remember, you've got to use both. So once they're in the air, we keep them there so we can grab. All right? Remember, when they're in the air, they're going to take a little bit of time to float down. So try and get them nice and high. Let me show you again. White, blue. Ready? White, blue, white, blue. And I'm grabbing on top. Do you see how my hands are up and I follow down? Let me show you on this side again. So white, blue, white, blue. I'm keeping my hands up and I'm following down to grab. Remember, our pattern is white, blue. I always throw the white first and I'll always grab the white first because that is the pattern. White, blue, white, blue. White, blue, white, blue. If you have different colour bags besides your pattern, say it out loud to help you. Because let me tell you, once we get to 3, we'll keep it going. It looks really cool. Alright? Let's do it 2 more times together and then you have some practice time on your own. So remember, white, blue, blue. So without bags, it looks like this. Up, grab, grab. Alright? Like a dance move, if you will. So remember, white, blue. Ready? White, blue, blue. If I keep my hands up and follow, it's going to be easier to grab it. Make sure you keep your hands above to grab on top. Last time, ready? White, blue, blue. You are going to practice that, all right? Make sure that you are going across your body, getting both in the air before you grab. Before you start, look at your hands. So I know that I throw this first, which means that this is my grabbing hand. So I get them in the air and then I grab. We don't grab across, we grab straight out. Across for in the air, straight out for in front for grabbing. All right, let me show you 2 more times. White, blue, blue. Oh, then you got it. White, blue, blue. Your job is to practice that, okay? If you make a mistake and you're not sure, pause your video, rewind it a little bit, and then follow along again and then practice. Do it as many times as you need to so that we can get this part, okay? Remember, follow your pattern. Go across your body, low to high, grab out in front. Across your body, low to high, grab out in front. So you're going to practice that. Go. Alright, so we now practiced. I'm hoping, because you can't tell me right now, I'm hoping that you've got that and you feel comfortable doing it. If you're still not sure, you think I'm not quite getting it, there's a problem, rewind the video and look at it again. Alright, I'm not there to tell you because I'm not in your house. Well, I am on your screen, I'm not actually physically in your house to help. So make sure when you're doing this that you're really listening and following along and watching, and that you rewind the video and go back to it if you need to. Alright? So we now have our 2 bags of white and blue. And we're just using 2 hands, right? So let's mix it up because this is pretty cool. This part is going to help when we go to 3 bags, all right? We are now going to use one hand. I'm going to use this hand. I might use this hand later on. I'm going to use this hand right now. And what we're going to do is we are going to keep 2 bags in the air using one hand, all right? So how do we do that? First thing we need to do, remember, is follow our pattern, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, and so on. All right, follow our pattern. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to come up closer to the video. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our hand, we're going to lay it flat. All right, and you see how I've got my thumb out? Then I'm going to take the corner of my white bag and place it between my thumb and my palm of my hand. All right, then I'm going to take my blue bag and I'm just going to put it in between my pinky and my ring finger. Or I can put it in by my pinky and wrap my fingers around it. It doesn't matter which, as long as you're holding it in there. And then close your fingers over it. All right. Then what we're going to do is just going to practice throwing it in the air. To do that, to get it in the air, I pull up low to high, and then I point my thumb and my pointer finger to let it go, like a direction. Then I come back down, I go all the way back up, open my hand to let the blue bag come in. Let me show you that again. Because this is the trickiest part. And when it comes to keeping them in the air or doing the 3, if you don't get this part right, makes the rest of it really hard. So white bag between my thumb and palm. I'm going to put the blue just in the corner, in the top of my hand, I've got the word there, by my pinky, wrap my fingers over it. So remember, I go up and point, down, up, and then high five. So I go up and point, down, high five. One of the things that's going to happen is, when you pull up, you're going to do this. Alright? You've got to have your thumb up. Alright? So it's a thumb up direction. So we come up, thumb up, point your finger, come back down, open your whole hand. Let's do it 2 more times together. So, white, or your first bag is between your thumb and your palm. Blue is in the edge of your hand next to your pinky, wrap your fingers over it. Remember, first bag is thumbs up point, second bag open hand. So we're going to go white, blue. Alright? Make sure when you're doing it that you're still coming up high. So you go up, down, up. Okay? Let's do it one more time and then you'll get to practice that and then we'll talk about grabbing and keeping in the air. So remember, first bag between your thumb and the palm of your hand. Second bag be at the end of your pinky at the top of your hand, wrap your fingers over it. Then what we're going to do is we go low to high, thumbs up point, back down, open hand. Alright. You are going to practice that and make sure that you've got them in your hand correctly. Make sure that you're letting go one at a time. So come up high, low, high. Alright? Remember that first bag is thumbs up, point your finger, second bag is open hand. If you can get me in the air correctly, we are well on the way to the next step. If you get stuck, pause your video, rewind it, practice it again. So practice getting 2 bags in the air, go. You get them in the air, great. Alright, because the next step is we are going to keep them in the air. We just practiced throwing them, now our job is to keep them in the air. Remember, we want them to come up high, so we go low to high each time. Here's the thing that's important. Once you've gone 1, down, 2, keep your hand up ready to grab. Alright? When we are pulling our bags in the air, we don't want to be on top of each other. So, for this, now you're going to turn your hand. So instead of having thumb up, you're going to have your hand flat, and that gives you a space between your bags. So this is what it's going to look like. Our pattern is white, blue, white, blue. Alright, so watch it go. White, blue, grab the white, grab the blue, grab the white, grab the blue, grab the white, grab the blue. Yeah? Alright. I know what you're thinking. Oh, I don't know about doing that, Coach. Oh, that was really hard. Or some of you go, nah, that looks easy. And then we might do it and it feels harder. That's okay. That's why we practice. So, how do we do it? Remember, we just practiced throwing, right? You're with me, we got that, yeah? So this time, we pull up, down, up. We leave our hand there and we grab the white and pull back up. Then we grab the blue and pull back up. Then we grab the white, grab the blue. And if you watch what my hand's doing is it's going up, and then it goes to side pull up, side pull up. So I move my hand side to side when I pull up and then come back for the next one. Because look, you've got that gap between your bags, all right? So your job is to see if you can keep it going. So let's try and do it together. Let's get them in the end, try and grab and pull up. Remember, white, blue, ready, go. White, blue, grab, pull up, white, blue, white, blue, white, blue. You see how the bags float a little bit, gives you a little bit more time to grab it. Now, I finished with both of them in my hand. That's not what we should be doing. Oh, Coach Joel, I did it wrong. Oh, no. So what we want to do is keep them in the air. If we can't keep them in the air anymore, then we let them fall to the ground. Why? Because if we keep holding on to them, we'll never let go of them again. All right? So if you've made a mistake, if you got it wrong, they should be on the ground. We don't ever want them to be in our hand. Sometimes, when we do, I see people do this, and they're holding on to both bags. It's not what we want to do. Remember, we get them in the air one at a time, and then we grab and pull up, grab and pull up, grab and pull up, grab and pull up. See, I made a mistake, I let them fall to the ground so I can start again. All right? Your job is to now practice keeping two bags in the air using one hand. Your job is to practice keeping two bags in the air using one hand. So, grab and pull up, grab and pull up, grab and pull up, grab and pull up, blue, white, and so on. All right? If you've got that, and you're like, oh, I got this really well, switch hands. Yeah? So if you're like, I can do that really well, great. Now go to the other hand and do it. So do it. If you've done it, switch to the other hand. If you're like, Coach Joel, I can do it in both hands, great. So now what you're going to do is switch hands when you're doing it. So I'm using one hand, then we're going to switch, and then we're going to switch. So now we're starting to get a little bit more difficult, and that's going to help for the next step. Here's what you're going to do right now. Step number one, practice keeping them in the air. All right, grab and pull up, 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 grab and pull up. That's your job, keep them in the air. All right, ready, go. keep it in the air. Excellent. So if you've done that, now your job is to use the other hand. Grab and pull up, blue, white, and so on. Alright? If you can do that, like I told you before, switch hands while you're doing it. Your job now is to see if you can use the other hand to do it, and then to take turns with your hands. Keeping 2 bags in the air, ready. So today, we were using hand-eye coordination to juggle with 2 bags. We used 2 hands and we threw it across our body and then we grabbed with the opposite hand. Then, we worked on 2 bags in one hand and keep them in the air, and then we tried to do it with the other hand. Hand-eye coordination is watching with your eyes and then moving your hands to make it work. That's the hand-eye coordination part. Some of you might have gone, I got this, it was good, great. Some of you might be like, well, it's a little bit difficult, we're still not sure. Some of you may think, that was really hard. It's not a problem, the more we practice, the easier it gets. Here's what I'm telling you right now. If any of this part you found difficult, go back and practice again. Because when we start using 3 bags, it's going to get a little bit more tricky. So if any of this was difficult, go back, practice it again until you've got it. The more you practice, the easier it can be. Alright? Remember, make sure you're getting them in the air and you're grabbing on top. We did a really nice job today. What I need you to do is submit your video of you doing this. We have been using Flipgrid. I know that some people had some issues with devices using that. So, for this time, you can do a, just a media upload. If you want to post a photo, you can. I prefer a video so I can see that you're doing it correctly. Make sure that you send me the video of you doing any part of the juggling. It doesn't matter if it is across your body or two hands. I want to see that you're doing it correctly. So once the video's over, make sure you go to the tab at the bottom, click media, and then press record and show me your video of you working. And then next time, in our next recorded lesson, we're going to go to 3 scarves. In our next live, if we want to go over this, we can, or we can do something else. We'll see what happens. I'll see you all soon. You're awesome. I miss you. Have a great day. Bye, guys. All right, everybody. Good job. I hope that you were able to follow along. I hope that you could follow those different directions, make your hands do the right thing. If at any time you got stuck, remember, go back to the video, redo it, and keep practicing. The more you practice, the easier it's going to be. So if you get stuck on a part, go back and practice again. So today, when we were doing our juggling, there were certain things we were practicing. Those were hand-eye coordination, using your hands to follow along what your eyes are seeing. So you're watching with your eyes, you see what needs to happen, and you move your hands in a certain way. Then we were practicing our ambidexterity. What that means is we were using 2 hands. Usually we do something with our dominant hand. Today we were practicing using both hands. That's ambidexterity. And then we were also following a pattern. It's the same pattern that just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating. The more we practice, the easier it's going to be. Good job, guys. Okay, so now what I need you to do is to post your video. I need to see you doing any of the juggling to see that you've done it correctly. So any part of it that you want, doesn't matter what it is, so that I can see you've got it. Remember, post that video. Great job, everybody. I think you're awesome.